because you're really a horse, the rider, or an ox, or a leopard. Whatever creature you are familiar with, you're familiar with them for a reason. We're saying this in this manner so you can understand and feel and acknowledge the influences upon you. It's not just in people's thoughts and directions. They put little hooks in you, as if you are a fish they can reel in. How? With the thought. It's time to develop your own system of thought. What do you think of first? Thankfulness for the life, for the breath, the ability to walk, and at the present time, the ability to think your thinking. The brain is functioning. The brain is going to flip backwards. The front portion is going to flip to the rear portion. That means the subconscious and understanding is going to be forward now. You're going to be thinking with your magician's mind, and you have to be delicate here. Because this is when extravagance can get you in very big trouble. And you see in your world today with the religions fighting one another. And the Pope is calling for one world religion. Which one? Who's going to be disappointed? No. Which religion? Which God? How many laws? You're given 10. Barely remember them. 10 will keep you out of trouble. The 10 will keep you out of trouble. The 10 will keep you out of trouble. They're written on sapphire stone still. And stone speaks. And they're there for a reason. Because the message is not so much in the word, as we have said before. It's between the words. And there's only one being that it was the production of the word. One. Everything's the descendant from that teaching. Whereas the Christ entity was the understanding now would be the Thoth entity. And Ramtha was there, if you're familiar with Ramtha, in his teachings. How to bring forth the word when the word manifests, so beings can understand the process of manifestation before the word. That was the trick. You are the expression of the word. You would call it the thought you said to your father. That's what you would call it. From whatever culture you were in at the time. Because before you were born, you did not speak this language. You spoke another language. And you had to learn this language. The secret of religion is a cultural thing. That's why countries have different languages, different consciousness extremes, learning. That's why you have borders. It's the purpose of a border. Restrain consciousness because it can confusion and anger. If things don't work out a way according to your thoughts, and you don't know the language, So you're different energy fields. And you have judgment upon yourself. This is the process that's going on in your world today. Particularly in Europe. It's starting here in your United States. And you're not going to like the result. You have a religion that's trying to force itself over upon all other religions. And religion is not the key. It's the understanding that life is in the breath is the key. And the thankfulness for the ability to breathe and be. That is what is occurring now. Prayer is needed upon waking and before going to bed. Pick one. The simplest prayer is peace to all beings. That calls the entity called justice. God's justice is peace, which is what you need when you sleep. So you can figure yourself out. That is what's going on now in consciousness. The figuring out of the interior self being an exterior piece of unitized consciousness. By unitized consciousness, I mean you all speak the same language. So you at least have a familiarity with the words. But the true message is between the words, what you're feeling now. What just came there. There's the teacher. And it's going to teach everyone that it is the teacher. No one has a jurisdiction over this one, this teacher. Doesn't exist. And the teacher is the one that selects the students, because everyone is not worthy. And that's their words. So your environment here, in your, let me see, Sedona, is going to alter a bit. Don't be surprised if rocks start falling off the hills, closing roads. That means you're not supposed to go anywhere. Slow down. What is this thing? You say, you hunker down. Be in the safe space of yourself. You're literally being prepared to be visited by the angels. But they don't come just for everybody. They come to teach and protect, primarily protect right now. Once the protection process has occurred, then you have the capacity to learn because you're in the safety of teachings. Major dramatic changes in consciousness are going to take place. You're going to feel younger. You're going to have a desire to use your youth correctly this time. Because you've got awareness from last time. And you're in a spiral going up. And you're on the same side of that spiral. But the mistakes won't occur up. They're going that way. They're cleaned and they go up. That's why forgiving is forgetting. That's why you forget your past life, because you forgave yourself for it. You weren't allowed to remember for reasons. It would have too much weight. All that clearing now. Breathe in consciousness with health of body, mind, and spirit. And you're going to find out where your true mind is, because it keeps moving. It is the body mind because that's the result of your thoughts. But when you start communicating with your food, your whole body is going to change. Be a reflection of the food you eat. Grapes grown, picked, know they're going to be eaten. By whom, actually? And what for? But you're not aware that the grape knows. When you do become aware, then the thankfulness for the grape, and you understand the process of how the grape became a grape, and then the wine is in your body. You don't have to step on it. You don't have to crush it. Your feet. The thankfulness is acknowledgement to the grape for being a grape. All food, that's simple. And you're thankful for the preparers of the food, etc., etc. You're going to become more cautious who's even touched your food. Pretty soon, you're going to be aware of it. You'll see the beings now, because the density is changing. You're going to see what's attached to what. You might not like it either. You'll be seeing what's leaking out of bottles. It'll sort of cause you confusion. You're going to see what's on the floor of stores. You won't like it. You're going to see what's hanging on the ceilings and the walls and the lights. Because some of these dark entities like to get light. They think it's the light, not that light. You're not aware of that yet. The only thing that clears that up is proper thought. Proper thought. The entity who has all those stars that you see out there in the sky on her robe, and you're projecting the light to, she's going to show up. The robe is going to shift, her robe. This is why you want the stars to stay where they are. You don't want them falling from the sky, because that means she's taken the robe off. And you won't know what to do. You won't know where you are. So thankfulness for the darkness between the stars is required also. Because that's where most of you hang out anyway. That part of a robe. For those of you that are listening to this later, it's time to get your acts together. It's not someone else's fault. You haven't been strict enough with yourself. That's all. Health to the body, mind, and spirit. Peace to all beings. Peace to the consciousness of your heart, which is your next incarnation. Peace to the 4 chambers there. Each one is a specific purpose. And it enjoys being a heart. It likes it. It loves it. And it knows what love is. Because it feels it. It doesn't speak a thing. And it loves you regardless of you, what you think. Because it's still beating for you. Health to the body, mind, and spirit. Prepare yourselves for unusual activity in your sun. To give you a physical example, New York State, there's a mountain there. The wind chill on that mountain yesterday was minus 114 degrees. That's North Pole temperature. There's an indication there of tipping of poles. That's why your weather's changing dramatically. That's why the birds are migrating to different portions of your world, all of them. Your oceans are so polluted, you're killing the whales. They're washing up our beaches all over. Dolphins too. If you knew things, as understanding the Spirit of God is within the whale, the Spirit of God is showing you something. It's trying to give you an example. You're killing things. It is possible to alter this shifting of what's going on with everything, but you have to be able to balance. On this planet Nibiru, there's no one here that knows how to balance that yet. You're going to have to learn to lean into the wave. But it's a strong wave, and a lot of things are going to get knocked over. As you say, your winds are increasing, but they're increasing all over. In your last week, your California had 110 mile-an-hour winds. You're on a spinning planet, which causes a centripetal force and a gravitational acceleration. So you stay here. Yet part of your light body's coming in down, the planet is decelerating. Your light bodies are coming in, they're like the wind. They miss you. Land on another beat. Whoops. That's why the backing up is necessary now. Back up. Slow down. That's why you're feeling heavy. You need to slow. The brain's capacity is accelerating, which is giving you a forward impetus. But you need to slow it down. You need to slow it down. So you can breathe correctly, and actually what will happen is so you can be breathed correctly. The one that's going to breathe you knows how to do it. The shock of the fact that you'll find out something else is breathing you will cause the confusion and distortion, the arrhythmia within the heart, and confusion in the brain. Synapses start misfiring. So you're not only breathing, you're being breathed by the one that you're breathing. And you're going to realize your skin is breathing more than you already know it is. And your organs are breathing and everything, and you're one big breath, actually. The accomplishment of that brings you to the term called zero magic. It's an isness. Where all things are possible. Zero magic, I said, for a reason. Because of the understanding of creation and nature, everything is magical. You can't figure out how it's done. You're on the wrong path. You have to understand the magic of it, and including the magic of yourself, because you don't know how you did it, really. It's done for you. That's what becoming means. You're becoming. Welcome to the graduation. You've made it this far. Don't stop. It's called continuity of consciousness. It's forever. Always is, always will be. That's the nature of the divine being. But you're going to have confusion this month. It's building. March is going to be pretty extreme. April is going to be more intense than March. With May, you might have the chance for the slowdown if you understand what Beltane is. It's a fertility Sabbath. That means fertility in all things. anything, thought, peace, protection, joy. That's to occur. Prepare for your mesquite trees to start blooming before. They traditionally do. That will tell you these signs are on the way, particularly in your area here. Peace and blessings to all ones. Requesting now its eternal permission for the continuity and connection to your own deity, for those here. Being granted, you feel it come down your spine to your lower back. Yeah, true.
May I ask a question?
Question. Yes.
On Facebook, I saw that I guess NASA had recorded the sun, and the sound of the sun was Om.
Yeah. No surprise, eh?
No, I know. I thought, wow.
The difficulty is when the sound starts coming from the sun, the Om, you're going to see the physical manifestation of what Om does. The presence of the being saying it. That's what's going on now. That's why the lightning is appearing behind it. You have pictures drawn. It shows Shiva and Parvati walking past the Om symbol, Om. Shiva is the Holy Spirit. It's the sheath over your bones. Shiva. It's in you. That recognition is going to be felt by everyone. The argument's going to be you can't believe it, but you've been told. The acceptance is the realization of it and the feeling the bliss of it, regardless of where you are or where you think you are. That's called knowledge entertained and understood within the system. That's what's going on. The messages are getting out. Those that pay attention will understand. Not everyone's ready to understand that Om is what the sun is saying. Singing, actually. Or the being behind it. It's also like a fire alarm. It's a warning of what's coming. Om creates the peace. Did that answer?
Yes, thank you.
If there are no further questions, then we are through.